hopefully out of your way. Thanks. Claudine pointed at the wall clock. Well, you don't need to be to the station for a couple hours, and I've got a send-off breakfast almost ready for you. You're a doll. Amelia bent down to tuck her slumbering infant onto one end of the sofa, wedging a cushion against his back to keep him from rolling off. Not that the 7-week-old baby was doing much rolling yet, but according to the baby care booklet her pediatrician had given her at Jimmy's first appointment, a pamphlet she studied almost like her Bible, one couldn't be too safe. It's only Spam and eggs and hot cakes, Claudine said as Amelia joined her in the kitchenette. Only Spam and eggs and hot cakes? Amelia grinned as she sat down at the little plastic-topped table. Sounds like a royal feast to me. Claudine set a cup of steaming coffee in front of her. I really wish you weren't going. I'm still mad at Aliette for backing out on her promise to you. Aliette didn't know that Jimmy would have such a set of lungs when she told me I could bring him to work with me. It went well at first, but you saw how it's been the last couple of weeks. I know it bothered clients to hear him wailing like that, especially if you consider how many women come to the beauty parlor to relax for a bit. And the truth is, I got so rattled on my last day there that I nearly burned Mrs. Barnaby's hair with her permanent wave. But what about hiring a babysitter? Claudine set a tempting plate in front of Amelia. You know I can't afford that. I'm barely getting by as it is. Amelia grimaced to think about her finances. She'd made a stringent budget for the trip, but she still needed to buy baby formula and a few other things on her way to the train station. The expenses of motherhood never ended, and without any employment lined up in Montana, she would need to keep close tabs on her cash. I still don't understand why you're not getting a pension from the War Department. Claudine scowled as she sat down with her own plate. It shouldn't take them this long to sort through their paperwork, Amelia. Hasn't it been at least 6 months since James died in the war? You really should file a complaint against— I'll sort it out in Rockford, Amelia said curtly. And now, although Claudine never said grace over a meal, Amelia bowed her head and prayed her usual silent blessing, adding in a petition for God to give her strength for the upcoming trip. Amen, she proclaimed, opening her eyes to see Claudine watching with her usual amusement. You're such a good girl. Claudine used a friendly, teasing tone. I'd say you were brought up right. Her smile faded. Except that I know that's not true. Amelia pursed her lips. She'd confided a lot about her past to Claudine this past year, but she hadn't told her everything. Sorry. Claudine looked genuinely contrite. I know you don't like talking about your parents. That's right. Amelia picked up her fork. And as far as my childhood and how it relates to my faith, I already told you that I found God through my grandmother when I was a teenager. My parents had nothing to do with it. I know, but I still think you should go to your mom and stepdad. You should demand that they give you some financial help. I'm sure they can afford it. And after everything your stepdad put you through. Personally, I think the lowlife should be in prison. He owes you. You should make him pay. Amelia inhaled sharply as she gave Claudine a severe warning look. Okay. Claudine held up her hands in surrender. I'm done. No more grousing about that. Like you've told me a dozen times, the past is the past. Thank you. Amelia's voice was husky, and once again she worked to hold back her tears. If she wanted to make it through the upcoming days, she would need to contain her emotions. For some reason, that had been no easy task of late. One of her beauty parlor customers had assured her that emotional ups and downs were to be expected with new mothers, but Amelia wasn't so sure. I know you're always saying you were born under an unlucky star, Amelia, but I keep thinking that one of these days your luck has to turn around. Claudine sighed. Maybe this trip will do that for you. Maybe your luck will change in Montana. Anyway,